Alright, so in this video we're going to see if we can get infinite arrows in Shadow of Mordor, um, which will help us in our next video, where we will try to unlock all of our skills for this game. So this one should be pretty similar to our previous videos. Open up Shadow of Mordor in Cheat Engine, and we start off with 4 arrows, so that's our initial value. And then from there on we just fire off 1 arrow and search for the decremented value. And you can probably find the value of the arrows amongst those 3 final values if you try messing around with it. But just to be safe, I need to steal some spirit or whatever the game calls it from these guys to get my arrows back up to 4, and that should let me know exactly which of those 3 values is my arrows value. I assure you I'm not this bad at the game normally. Okay. Alright, so we're back to 4 arrows, and you can see that this is the only value which is updated, so that's the one we want. I tried pointer chaining manually to see if this led to a static address, but it wasn't too productive, so I'm just going to use pointer scan, which is, you can think of it as a more shotgun way of looking for things. It takes a little bit more time, but uh, you're more or less likely, you're like more likely to find what you're looking for. Anyway, so I'm going to pause because this takes about 1 minute on my machine. Should take um, less time on your machine if it's newer, because my machine is like 5 years old. So I'll resume when this is done. Alright, so we ended up with around 3 million values, which is a lot, but we can filter it down. And what we need to do for that is to restart our game and find out the new address for our arrows and see which of those pointer chains in our pointer scan point to that new value, so that you know it persists between different runs of the game. So I'm restarting the game now, and I've opened it up in Cheat Engine, and yeah, we just have to repeat the process now once the game is ready. So just waiting for the game to load for a bit. Alright, so the game is finally ready, and we're just going to repeat our process, search for the initial value of our arrows, which is 4, and then fire off an arrow one at a time and search for the reduced value, which we should end up with 3 values like before, and then we're gonna have to steal some spirit or whatever it's called to go back up to 4 arrows, and at that point we will have our the memory address which stores arrows. So hopefully I can get that without getting into a fight. And yeah, there we go. Okay, so you can see this value is the only one which updated to 4, and so that's our new memory address, and we need to rescan um, our pointer scan to narrow down its pointer chains and show only the ones which point to this new value. So we end up with around 700,000 values, which is still a lot, but we can narrow that down further by restarting the game and repeating this process. At this point, if I think uh, most of those values at the pointer chain are legit. So I'm just going to restart the game and see if any of those hold true. Okay, so we're back in the game, and I'm just going to try out one of these values. I'm going to open up the game in Cheat Engine, and just going to double click on the first value, which should pop it into the watch window for Cheat Engine. And you can see that the value at that pointer chain is 4, so it is indeed still pointing to the address for arrows. So we can freeze it, and we can see that its value doesn't diminish as we fire off the arrows, so we should be good to go. I'm just going to restart this game one more time to absolutely make sure that this is indeed going to be the same between different instances of this game. So just bear with me while the game loads up. Just opening up the game in Cheat Engine. And there it is, it still says 4, so we are good.